Good evening, everybody. How you doing? Monday or December 28th, the last week of the year of 2020. So who here could have possibly imagined that this time last year, going into 2020, that we would have anything like we've experienced this year? Who could have imagined? If you could predict that, please come talk to me, because I want to pick your brain about stocks to buy, because you know way more than a lot of other people. But here we are. We've got 3 days to go, 3.25 based on the fact we got to midnight before we hit the new year and we start 2021. And Lord knows we are probably hoping that 2021 is going to be better, although I'm sure it's going to have its own host of challenges, and there's going to be things that are going to kind of come out of COVID, and what is that going to look like to come out of COVID? But it's the end of the year. And I hope everybody had a great holiday weekend, whether you were with family in person or you had to do it virtually. You didn't eat too much food, but you did eat food, and that you had just a good time, a chance to catch up and recover and relax. And you got another potentially long weekend coming up to, again, catch your breath, kind of recover from 2020, head into 2021. So I hope everybody is enjoying the past 2 weeks and getting a chance to kind of just settle and figure out what is 2021 going to be. And I wish everyone the best, small businesses, especially who are trying to figure out how to continue to survive and thrive through the pandemic. And so love to help out. If there's anything I can do that MySpot can do to support you as a small business, put in the comments, reach out to me. Would love to help out wherever I can. Shout outs. I'm going to give a shout out. Again, the past couple of weeks been kind of more broad in general, but a shout out to all the different networking organizations out there that had to make massive transitions and going virtual and figuring that out. And would love to hear from you out there, business owners, people who are employees, what your plans are for 2021, as networking is probably going to continue to be virtual, at least for the first part of 2021. What are you going to do? What successes have you had? And what do you plan to be? And I would actually offer up a shout out to some people that I know, or one person in particular who's kind of building out her virtual networking platform, Stephanie Bonte-Libera with Empower Business Networking. She is continuing to grow her networking group. Definitely recommend checking it out. May not be for you, may be, but if you have, I'll tag her in the comments and certainly check it out. But what is everybody doing? We'd love to hear what it is you're doing, and just what are the options that are available. So put in the comments. We'd love to know. Let's get started. So did you get an Apple product for Christmas as a present? And did you have an issue activating iCloud? You're not alone. There were problems with iPads or Apple Watches getting them up and running. It was verified that just based on the sheer volume of products that iCloud had issues. It was always tends to spike around Christmas, but it was validated, was verified. And as of 2 p.m. on Saturday, apparently the issue had been resolved, but it was just the sheer amount of devices that had been gifted and people were trying to activate. So if you weren't able to do it this weekend, try again. You should be able to do it without a problem. Yeah, give it a whirl. Speaking of Apple products, if you didn't get an iPad for Christmas and you're like, why? It was the biggest thing on my list. Well, here you go. Best Buy selling current generation 10.2-inch iPad, so nice size screen, low price, $300 for the 32 gig version, $380 for the 128. Great prices, and it's a pretty small gap between the two sizes of storage. And considering you get 4 times the size storage space for $80, it's a really good price. It's the base iPad. It's not a big difference from previous iPads. Has a larger screen, has the A12 Bionic chip, blah, 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 blah. It's not perfect, but it's a great price. So if you're looking to snag a good deal on iPads, you can get one for Christmas because someone didn't give it to you and you're like, what in the world? There you go. Check it out. Best Buy, link to the article in the comments, and it will have links to go right to Best Buy. So go get it. No news here. There's always a new scam going around. In fact, I saw another one today targeting real estate agents saying, hey, looking to sell my house. This is what I have. Click here. Classic. But one of the ones that's going around is there is a bank called Fifth as in Fifth Third Bank. This is a bank that operates in 10 states: Ohio, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, North Carolina, Tennessee, and West Virginia. So kind of spread out, but a decent-sized regional bank. And it's a text message. So this is something I talked about many, many months ago, how you're going to start seeing phishing-type attacks or attempts at phishing-type attacks through social media, through messaging. It's a platform that cyber thieves know that more and more people are using on a regular basis. And so they're getting text messages that reads, Fifth Third Bank, we locked your debit card to prevent unauthorized payment. To unlock it, confirm your identity. And it has a link. Step one, it's a link. Never click on a link, even if it's in a text message. Doesn't matter. There apparently are some red flags about the text. There's spacing issues. The link doesn't mention Fifth Third Bank. This is not an uncommon thing that you, like I said, you're seeing this more and more through social media messaging applications, as well as just text message. First Third Bank has said, hey, don't provide personal information over the phone or text unless you initiated the call to a verified Fifth Third Bank phone number. And so they are recommending that clients call a verified number, ask to be transferred to the person or department mentioned. And suspected phishing emails that appear to be from Fifth Third Bank can be sent to 53 investigations at security.53.com. So they're actually gathering, if you get something suspicious, they're gathering, especially emails, they're gathering this information for their own purposes to learn and educate. So again, link, and I don't know if you are a Fifth Third Bank, it's kind of an obscure bank. It's not in this immediate area, but I'm sure maybe talking to people may view this that are in one of those locations that are using that bank. So if you are, just know that there is a scam going around, and it's targeting Fifth Third Bank members. Who here uses Roku or has ever used Roku or knows even what I'm talking about? Ken Bowers, this is for you, buddy, and your Roku TV, and we got set up and running, and that you're doing your thing on Roku. Back in 2017, late 2017, they introduced a free ad-supported Roku channel, just kind of their own little streaming channel. And the idea is that, I don't know what the initial impetus was, but it has grown over the last 3 years. And a lot of it's been kind of behind the scenes. You haven't really noticed, but they've been able to slowly but surely, as they brought on more channels to be in the ecosphere of Roku, they've been able to negotiate free content. It's ad supported, so yeah, there's ads, but still, it's better than paying a premium for an Amazon Prime Video or Netflix or Hulu or Vudu or any of the hundreds of other ones that are out there. And so Roku has said, management for Roku channel has said that the viewership has doubled year over year in the third quarter, reaching households of an estimated 54 million viewers. So it's a pretty big jump, and year over year, or doubling year over year is impressive. And I mean, that's just part of it. Could be COVID, whatever, who knows? But they are expecting viewership to continue to outpace overall account growth. They continue to add more content to the service. They're expanding both the presence on and off Roku devices, so kind of a key thing. And there's a trend that's favoring the growth of free streaming services over a premium subscription. Again, if you're cutting the cord, but then you're spending another $40, $50 a month just in streaming services, what have you really saved? Comcast is following kind of the same model. They have Peacock, offers shows like The Office and Parks and Rec that don't show up on the Roku channel, so kind of differentiating it. And you can watch episodes on Peacock without a subscription. Again, it's enticing. They're hoping that free samples will convince users to subscribe. It is what it is. One of the things to remember, though, is Roku's not losing money. They're generating revenue via ads, and part of what they're negotiating is that the ad revenue, it's straight to them, so it's not going out to a third party like NBC says, hey, we want to be on your platform, but we're going to generate ads and we get 50%. No, Roku is able to generate more revenue per hour in the Roku channel because it keeps a greater percentage of the revenue overall. If it's licensing content as part of an agreement to distribute, it's keeping 100%. So there is money. There is money in what Roku's doing, but it is, again, it's a free platform. It's part of having a Roku. When you have a smart TV that has a Roku, or Roku TV, or one of the Roku sticks or Premieres. I mean, I even saw Roku, and I didn't even realize this. Roku has a sound bar, so you can get the Roku device, and it's a sound bar, so you can have this sound bar that goes with it. I'm like, where have I been the last couple of years? So kudos to Roku and what they're doing. I'm going to check out the streaming channel, see what it does have, just so I know, and I'll report back when I find out. So who here got any type of technology for the holidays and they need tech support? Anybody? Well, you can always call MindSpell. We'll take care of you. But here's 3 ways to get tech support for holiday gifts. And whether it's be a computer, smartphone, television, Wi-Fi, we could go down the list. So what is a good tech support option? Well, if you're paying for something like internet, cable TV, mobile phone, call them. Part of what you pay for is their tech support. Now, I heard the collective groan already that their support typically is not that great. And sometimes people you talk to can be very condescending and rude. I get it. But it is an option, and you can call it. Well, what about going, about the same token, go to the website. Go to a manufacturer's website, look for a live chat option. I do that a lot. Works really good for the most part. You can also Google it. I mean, we Google everything else. Do a search engine search for whatever the problem is and see if there's probably 99.9% of the time, there's somebody else who's experienced that same problem that can offer up tips and help to get it fixed. What's a better tech solution? Computer, you can do remote sessions. Got to be careful with that. You need to make sure you're talking to a legitimate person. Do not fall for the Microsoft person that calls you and says, oh, your account, we noticed you have a virus on your computer, or Apple calling saying, hey, we noticed your iCloud account's been used in whatever third world country or Eastern European country or whatever it is. Make sure it's a reputable tech support option. There's tech support centers all over. So that's an option. And you may have to pay, but it's an option. What about the best? Well, certainly in person. That's where somebody like a MindSpell can step in, or anybody who is in the tech field. You may have somebody in your family that's done some technology or is in the tech field. Major retailers, Best Buy has Geek Squad. They offer tech support by phone, online, or in store. And I'm not trying to shoot myself in the foot by talking about Geek Squad. It is an option. They actually have a total tech support, which is $200 a year. It gives you unlimited support for all your tech and appliances, no matter where you purchase them. Let's see. There's also, you have unlimited help by phone, 24/7 online, 24/7, or in store, in-home services for $50 each time. It's an option. So what's best for you? Well, it's up to you. It depends on if you want to try to figure it out yourself, if you trust a tech support center to help you out, or you would rather just have somebody come out and fix it for you. And even in the COVID bubble and social distancing, a good tech person that's coming out to your place, they should be following the COVID safety protocols, mask up, gloves if necessary. You may have to take them off to do stuff, but having hand sanitizer, it's something that I have with me at all times, is hand sanitizer. So again, if you need tech support, there are options. If you've had a good or bad experience, post in the comments. We'd love to know and share with other people. This is wanted to be helpful to you in what you may or may not use. We talked a lot about Facebook and privacy and Google and all these other companies in privacy. That is a big push for privacy. Well, as you're aware, Apple rolled out tags, data privacy labels that an app developer has to share openly what data is collected, how it's used, how it's shared. Well, that's caused a big issue because Facebook has been frontline saying, whoa, ad-supported revenue is going to go down and yada, yada, yada. So Facebook has picked a fight over Apple with this. And they're assuming that a lot of people are going to acknowledge that they want to know where their data is going, what's being collected, how's it being used. And they assume that it's going to be a lot of the smaller publishers, the people who are developing apps on a small business scale. Facebook has cited its own research, which I have a problem with. Your own research could be biased. They say that small businesses could lose money without personalized ads. However, some evidence there was a study that curbing tracking will not necessarily harm ad revenue. In the grander scheme of things, people are becoming more aware of what data is being collected and how it's being used. So I think it could make Facebook look bad in this light. Who knows? I don't think it's going to necessarily have a very adverse impact on business ad revenue, but I think it's good that you know what data is being collected and how it's being used. But Facebook is fighting this right now. So more as it comes out, more on that. Zoom email. I mean, the year of Zooming as a verb. We all now Zoom. We used to Skype. We used to FaceTime. We Zoom now. Well, rumor has not been verified that Zoom is developing an email service with a matching calendar app. Why? Well, why not? But really, the why is it's to go up. I mean, you're essentially going up against the likes of Microsoft and Google, which you're looking specifically at Google Meet and Microsoft Teams, which is a pretty stiff competition. But again, if they can bring things into their own ecosphere, keep it simple, that you can do things straight from the Zoom platform, why not? Why not? Now, it has been said that the email technology would be next generation experience rather than just replicating what you already know. What does that look like? I don't know. It is said to be in the early stages. There's no definitive if it's going to actually move forward. They're just working on it. So we'll see. And you're going against some pretty big competition in Gmail and Outlooks. We'll see. But nonetheless, keep an eye out for that. Speaking of privacy, ACLU has filed lawsuit against the FBI for wanting to know what the FBI has to unlock phones. Apparently, there is a unit within the FBI, the EDAU, Electronic Device Analysis Unit, that has the ability to get into phones. The ACL wants to know about this, ACLU. And so I'm not sure where this is going to go, but it does say that they have filed a Freedom of Information Act in Monday in San Francisco federal court. A previous FOIA request was met with a GLOMAR response, which means that the FBI refused to confirm or deny the existence of any records pertaining to the EDAU. So that could be big, especially since Australia in late 2018 passed the world's first law requiring tech companies to build decryption mechanisms into products. Now remember, Australia doesn't have a Bill of Rights, and they have a membership in the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance of English-speaking countries. So that's big. More to come as this comes out, because could be a big deal. And who wouldn't want to open a refrigerator with their voice? So as we know, voice control refrigerators are already a reality. LG's trying to take it to the next level. They have a 2021 line of InstaView fridges that can open the door with a voice command. Unbelievable. Yes, it could be beneficial if you have a handful of groceries, but if you have a handful of groceries, you still got to sit the groceries down to get stuff out to put it in the refrigerator. So not sure if that's a great justification, but it is going to be available. Don't know the pricing. The pricing wasn't revealed. The models will also have UV light-based disinfection for water dispenser taps and a 23% larger glass panel for the InstaView's namesake not to look feature, and the option of making craft ice and side-by-side fridges. So if you're waiting for that voice control to open your fridge door, refrigerator, LG's got you. InstaView 2021. More on that if I see it come out, or when I see it come out, what the prices are. But you got it. You want it. You got it. So what do you want to know about? I always ask this. Tell me, comment, let me know. Would love to share it. Love to find out what it is that you don't know, or and learn myself, or share what I do know. Put it in the comments. Thanks for watching. I will see you on Thursday for the next Tech 20. Yes, that is New Year's Eve. Still be at 6. You can still go out and party. It's all good. But I'll see you then. Until then, have a great start to your week. And